doing? How you doing? God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Welcome again to another episode of Ron's Opinion. Don't matter. That's real talk. How y'all doing? Hopefully, prayerfully, that life is doing well for you and that you're enjoying your life. Hopefully, you have a relationship with God and hopefully that's going well and God is blessing y'all life and giving y'all strength and all of the good things that come along with having a relationship with God. Title of this video is How Can I Financially Improve My Life? And you know what? I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a pro at this. But I figure let's have a conversation about it. Let's talk about, because there's a lot of people that probably be on my live that have a lot of insight. No, don't get me wrong. I do have a lot of insight on financial matters. I do, but everybody have a different perspective of how they can improve their life financially. And we're gonna get into a lot of it as the video goes on. And once you come in, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. We're going to get into what's up, my brother out the pit. God bless you. God bless you. Welcome in. Please hit that like button. Appreciate you showing up. I know you probably out there getting busy, man. And, God bless you. Be safe out there, man. And enjoy your day, man. And make the best of it. Appreciate you coming in, like always. But, yeah, we're going to talk about this one. How can I improve my life financially? And I know every time I get on these lives, I start out one way and we end up somewhere over here. We end up talking about this stuff behind me and stuff like that. But honestly speaking, I listen to people complain about their personal financial situation, and I get it. I believe me when I tell you, I get it. And I don't want to make this about politics because we can get into that and it'll just go left field. What I really want to talk about is I want to talk about the individual responsibility of improving yourself financially. That's it. The individual responsibility. And I want to get the people that come in on the live, I want to get your perspective, not just my own. What y'all think, put it in the chat if you can, how people can improve their life financially. Now, me personally, I consider myself very, very, hey, Joyce, how you doing? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Welcome in. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. But I personally, when it comes to my finances, I consider myself a very extremely disciplined person. Yes, thank God that Trump is in office. Anybody know on my live, I support Trump and I voted for Trump. But this is one of those videos that's more about your personal financial situation as opposed to about political. Even though it has an effect on politics, definitely have an effect on your life. But in this video, if you're on the chat or if you're in the live, please just comment that what you think from an individual. And Joyce says, I was about to say cut your spending first. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Joyce, I think that is an extreme major factor. I think a lot of times, and I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said, Joyce, cut your spending first. And I think that is one of the hardest things for people to do. Hey, just for real, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. I think one of the hardest things for people to do a lot of times is to number one, talk about their finances. And that's number one. Talk about their finances. Like, be open about it. The number two is controlling your spending habits. And I think what happens is that because we live in a society that just pushes spend so much that we feel like we have to have certain things that we don't have to have. And I'm be honest with you, and I know we all do it. Like Amazon wouldn't be doing so well, and Walmart wouldn't be doing so well if people had if people were very better disciplined in how they spend their money. Here's my point. Yes, I do. I can't answer all the questions, but I do answer from the chat if I can, depending on what the question is. Some stuff I just, I might ignore. Now, here's the question about, here's the thing about that. With Amazon, and I know a lot of people love to order through Amazon because it's convenient. Understanding convenience sometimes costs you a lot. Because here's my point to convenience. Like, when you order something, let's say from Uber Eats, and they put all these extra charges in there, right? You're paying for the convenience of it. If you went home and you cooked the food, you probably would save a lot more money. But because someone else cooked it for you, because someone else brought it to you, convenience sometimes causes another person to be, again, too lazy or don't feel like it, cooking their own food. But then you pay all this extra money for the convenience of someone else doing it. Then what ends up happening is you find yourself spending more money and you're trying to figure out where's the money going. All of those little fees that they keep throwing into different things that a lot of time people ignore is what's chewing at your money so quickly that you realize you don't think about the money when you're spending it. It's only the after effect that you react to. Yes, Joyce, I agree with that. If you do buy in bulk, and if you can, it's always better. And when I say, to be a little more specific of what Joyce is saying is that, especially if you have stuff that don't have like a real quick expiration date. Now, here's where you have to be a little careful with that. If there are things you can buy in bulk that don't have an expiration date, buy it in bulk. If you can get it cheaper. Now, I'm going to tell you this one thing, and if you can get it cheaper, bet. That's great. But I'm going to tell you what I know is a lot of people don't do, right? And I swear to you, this is something that people don't pay attention to pricing the way it's written in the store. Here's my point to that. If you go get a roll of toilet paper, right? Let's say the mill cut of the toilet paper is exactly the same. When I say mill, I mean the thickness of the toilet paper. Now, one may say this one is $1, and the other one may say this is $1.20, right? Now, this one may say it has, let's say they both has 1,000 rolls in it, 1,000 sheets in that toilet paper. The part of the price, the part of the price that people has to pay attention to is number one, the mill of the toilet paper and the price per 100 count. Not the overall price. Because the price per 100 count is really what's telling you how much you're paying per 100 counts. If everything else is pretty much the same. That will determine which one is actually cheaper and which one is not the overall price. Because one may say it's cheaper, but then when you look at the finer print, so what my point is, when Joyce is talking about buying in bulk, when you buy it in bulk and then you start to look at the piece count, price per count, it gets extremely lower. So as long as you keep the same, a lot of times when people get stuff in bulk, they start to use it more loosely. But if you keep the same discipline and use it less, buy it in bulk, look at the price per count as opposed to the overall price, you'll find out that, okay, this one may have 500, this one may have 300, but the price per count is actually a lot cheaper. That's how you're supposed to look at prices when you go into the grocery store and purchase things. If it goes through the toilet paper when you go to wipe, you clean it off. But yeah, and so I agree with Joyce when she say buy in bulk. Look at the price per count as opposed to the overall price. That way, and then look at I'm just using toilet paper as an example. I'm probably a better example than that, but that's my point. Saving your money. Now, Joyce also says save your money. And I'm a person, I believe in saving. But understand when I say saving, it does not mean um saving, in my opinion, is not about putting money in the bank and saving it. Saving to me is investing. Saving to me is finding a way to take what little bit I have and keep that working for, make that work more, also with me working. So that's where savings come in to me. I believe in more so in investing. Now, if you have a job, you got a 401k, let's say they matches out your 401k, they matches 5% of your 401k. Hey, max that out. Max that out. Invest your money is always going to be better than trying to listen. You don't realize the risk that you're taking when if your whole livelihood is contingent on your physical ability, you already making a mistake. Yes, I agree with you. Invest your money into things that are important. Yes, I agree with that. What's up, Donald? How you doing? God bless you, bro. Welcome in. Welcome in. I mean, I agree with that to some extent. You know, sometimes time saved is in order instead of cooking. I agree with that if you built like that. Like, you have to count the cost of which one is better for you and which one is not. Yes, Jesus saves, and thank God he saved me. You have to count the cost of what is more efficient for you. Like, if I don't have, like, Jeff Bezos don't have the time to cook, but he's a billionaire. He don't have, his time is way more valuable than mine is. That's where you got to know where you at in life. If you can't afford to do all this stuff, you should be thinking, I need to change my spending habits so that I can be in a position that it's not going to hurt me. You can't pay for cable TV and downgrade to a cheaper phone plan. Hey, look, save your. My thing is this: I'm not gonna say I'm extremely cheap, but I'm mindful where I spend my money at. And when I try to spend my money, I try to make sure that I have solid investments. I invest all the time. Every single day I wake up, I invest something. Every single day, except for the days where the stock market or investments are closed. But every day throughout the week, something goes in my investment. I don't care if it's $1. Something goes to my investment every single week, even if it's only $1. Even if it's $1, something goes into my investments every single week. I believe in saving. I don't particularly care about saving money in the bank unless it's earning some type of good interest. So for me, I'm not going to just put my money in the bank and let it sit there, because I know that bank is going to make a ton of money off of my money just sitting there. So I own stock in all banking. Bank of America, U.S. Bank, Continental Bank, all of these banks that people buy, I mean, people take loans and stuff like that. I don't put my money in the bank. I buy the bank stock so that I collect dividends and recycle that money. That's what I do. That's what I do. I reinvest the money. Liberty USA, I'll give you $1,000 to lead the USA. Nope, ain't worth it. Ain't nowhere I want to go but right here in my country. I ain't even interested in visiting. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, anything can happen. Have an other war in adult diaper. Yeah, Donald, that's funny. Not yet, but it might come one day. But yeah, and my thing is this, is that I invest all the time. And I tell people, like, one thing I tell people is don't invest money you need. And this is the point is, the money that I invest is fun money. It started out as, okay, I'm going to spend this money on something stupid anyway. I might as well invest it. I'm going to spend this money on something that's is not even necessary. I might as well invest it. So that's where I started out. Is I started investing in places where I spend my money, and then I was looking at where other people spend money, and I invested in that too. So that's why I have my money. When I go to the gas station, doesn't just about any gas station I go to, I own stock into that gas station. The electric company that supplies my electric, I own stock in. The water companies that supply water, I own stock in. I constantly buy stock in stuff that people use and I use. Right. I see. I agree. Invest, because what else you're going to waste most of that money. Honestly, you're going to waste it. And my thing is this, is that, like, we get up in the morning time. Some of us do who drink coffee like I do. I go to Dunkin' Donuts, buy me some coffee, maybe get a donut, whatever, and I might do that on a regular basis. Now, Dunkin' Donuts is no longer on the stock market. I know, because I used to have stock in that, and they went back private. All right, so I took that money and moved it to Starbucks. Why? I don't even go to Starbucks, but I invest in Starbucks because I see other people going there. And that is my point, is if you are a person that works a job, and here's my point, this is the risk that you're taking. If you're working on a job, a 9-to-5 job, and there's nothing wrong with that, that's a blessing to be able to work and earn a living. And if you're not taking some of that income, some of it, a small portion of it, and trying to take that money that it works for you while you're working, you're taking a high risk of relying on your physical ability 100%. And if that physical ability gives up on you, it is game over. This is the reason why it's essential to not just rely on your ability, but rely on the abilities of everyone else in America. Here's my point to that. And I'm only talking about America because I'm American and I'm in America and that's where I live. If I invest into, let's say, Walmart, I'm not just investing into the company. I'm relying on that company's performance, the workers' in performance, the management performance, the owner's performance, the CEOs, and everybody that's making decisions. That's not just on my back and my ability. That's on the ability of the company to bring me back a return on my investment. Possibly. No guarantees, but possibly. Same thing as if I invest in Amazon, if I invest in any one of these companies. Now I've taken what little bit that I have, put it out, threw it back out into the economy so that it can work for me too. So now not only am I working for my little bit, I'm taking a little bit that I make and putting it back out into the economy in hopes that that will work for me too. So for me personally, let's say I have invested in 500 different companies. So in order for me to go totally broke, I would have to lose all 5 of those 100 of those companies will have to go bad for me to go totally broke. That's what diversification comes into play. That's why I diversify my account. The way I invest is not to say that I have the best, most strategy, you're going to get rich. I never tell people that because that is not the reality. That may happen sometimes for people, but for me, it has not happened. No way, no how. But do I see growth in my investments? Yes, it do. On a regular basis, I pace myself, and yes, I see growth. And yes, I see growth. But I never tell people that the way I invest is going to make you rich or make you this. And there are times that I do my lives the other way where it's widescreen and I get really into detail about how I invest and what I do and how I do it. I call it broke man investing. I say, and for people that are on my live, that follow my channel on a regular basis, I tell them that the way I invest is called broke man investment. If you broke, you can start out and do it the way I was doing it. That's all I call it. There is nothing special about what I'm doing. There's nothing brilliant about what I do. I stick to a certain program that I do, and I just stick to it, and I stay consistent. Can you talk about your extended warranty? Wow. The level of immaturity that comes in the chat sometimes is amazing. But, welcome in. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. Real talk. Appreciate it very, very much. Oscar, how you doing? God bless you. Good, good word for today. Look at Southern Soul, gentlemen. Look at the sellout raccoon. Wow. What kind of crypto do I invest in? I got crypto. I got invested in a lot of the main cryptos, which, I have some of them. I do have a little bit of Bitcoin. I do have some Ethereum. I do have some Solana. I got some Trump coin. I got some Shiba. I got quite a bit of different coins that I invested in. I can't name them off the top of my head, but yes, I do invest in crypto. Crypto comes with a high level of risk. You have to be extremely disciplined. The way I invest in crypto is that I have a certain amount of money, and I know crypto, sometimes you get these pops here and there. And what I'll do is I'll surface sell, meaning that I'll accumulate so much. If it pops and I'm making and there is some profit in there, I don't sell all my crypto. I may skim off the top of it, take some money off, and I'll leave the money sitting there. And then when I see crypto falls a whole lot, I'll take that money and I'll recycle it in and just up my positions. That's the way I invest in crypto. I don't think that what I'm doing is the most smartest thing in the world, but that's just how I do it. That's just how I do it. I don't think. Just curious, where are you located? United States of America. United States of America, state of Pennsylvania. John Wood, Black MAGA financial advisor. This will not end well. Well, it's going well for me. And what does black has anything to do with any of that? Like, why does skin color matters when it comes to, like, here's the thing. You said Black MAGA. All right, so let's entertain that for a few minutes. Black MAGA financial advisor. Tell me what I said that is not useful to any black person. John Wood, you tell me what I said that is not useful to any black person. Tell me what I said as far as investing in the stock market, investing. You tell me why is any of what I said not useful to a black person? Meanwhile, it's been useful to this black person who's making money off of the stock market. So you tell me where it's not useful to any black person. See how ignorant that is? So you telling me, John Wood, that if I told black people to buy Robinhood stock, right, when it was $12 a share, right? If I told black people to buy Robinhood stock when it was $12 a share, right now Robinhood stock is sitting at about $140 a share. So if you was a black person and you had $5,000 and you put it in Robinhood stock at the moment it was that cheap, and they made all of this money at this point, would have made thousands of dollars more than what they invested in. You don't think that's good for any person in general, but since you want to bring up Black MAGA, you saying that's not useful information. This is how ignorant people are. See, they're more concerned about skin color instead of that green color. Hey, if I can make money if I can make money investing in flags, I would. Because when I drive down the street, and no matter what neighborhood I go, guess what I see? American flags. So I don't have a problem. I would invest in companies that make American flags. If I find one on the stock market, guess what? I'm going to buy it. Why? Because more people buy American flags than not. So you would have to be stupid, or ignorant not to. First of all, so I'm not making a bullcrap example. Go look at Robinhood stock on its low, because that's when I bought it, and go look at Robinhood stock right now. Same thing with Bitcoin. I was buying Bitcoin when it was $3,600 a coin. So if I told people at the time that Bitcoin was $3,600 a coin and just say, hey, look, put $100 there and just leave it, how is that not beneficial to black people? Need I remind you, I was born and raised in the city of Philadelphia, North Philadelphia. Meanwhile, don't get me wrong, I can care less about skin color. Honestly, I don't. I really don't. But since people like to bring it up all the time because they think they know something, I was born and raised in the city of Philadelphia, North Philadelphia. So if you're not familiar with Philadelphia, go look up North Philadelphia in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and early 2000s or whatever, and that'll give you an idea where I'm from. Ninth and Diamond, I know exactly where that's at. I've driven through Ninth and Diamond many a times. I've driven through Knife and Diamond many a times. North Philadelphia was rough back then. And it still is. Understand, I own property in North Philadelphia. I still own property down there. My family is still in North Philadelphia. So for people to come in my lives and assume because I talk this way, because they don't know no better, they just make assumptions. and I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. Yohar, I'm assuming I'm saying this right, but guess what, bro? You know, stay focused on that. And I'm glad you did buy property, and I'm glad you came up. I'm glad you came up. Donald Plum said, my Broncos whooped the Eagles up there. Now, see, I ain't got no beef with the Eagles, but I'm a Steelers fan for people that don't know. I appreciate you subscribing, making sure y'all hit that like button. And here's the thing, because people, I always tell people, I don't care about people calling me names, people making insults and stuff like that. None of that stuff's all what bothers me. Because, again, when you grow up where I grew up, you become thick-skinned. We joked and laughed and made fun of people all the time. So when you grow up where I came up at, you get thick-skinned. And I'd rather people come on my live and say little insults and make fun of me and stuff like that because it doesn't bother me. I'm a grown man at the end of the day. It doesn't bother me. I love it. It's funny and I think it's hilarious. And I'd rather them come on my live than to go out in the street and do something stupid because they mad at whatever. And that's real talk. And that's real talk. I'd rather you come into my live. So you come here. My thing is this. Your time is still valuable. You might not like what I'm saying, but you still here spending time with me, not liking what I say. So it's cool. You can say you don't like what I'm saying, but you spending time here listening to what I'm saying. So obviously it's something I'm saying that got your interest, even if you don't like it. Even if you don't like it. So it's cool. You know what I mean? The most valuable thing that you have is your time. And rather you was here for a minute, 2, 5, whatever, you spent part of your time listening to me. I don't take that lightly. And that's real talk. I don't take your time lightly. Even though you here insulting me, I still don't take that time lightly because that's still valuable to you. And you decided to spend it with me. That's cool. I love it. Thank you. Appreciate you. And that's real talk. I love it. Appreciate it. Listen, I'm from North Philly. I love my country. I'm a true American. I love my country, and I don't have no beef with nobody. Y'all could go out there and spend all that time doing all the hate y'all want to have. At the end of the day, when I figured this thing out, I realized that what they were saying, listen, how many of y'all watch boxing? I realized that what they were saying, America probably is the greatest country if you learn what America has to offer. If you mad at another, if you get what I'm saying, like people come over here and make a living. So my thing is this: you need to learn what America's about, learn how this system works, and how you can benefit from it as opposed to being a victim of it. That's it. The game is there. You just got to learn it. Donald said, "What's the best cheesesteak in Philly?" All right, so Donald, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. In my opinion, and this is everybody had their own thing. I don't like Pagano's. I don't like all them steak companies that they listen. I'd rather go to a regular Poppy store and get me a cheesesteak. It always seems to come out better. You want a good cheesesteak? Go find one of these little local corner stores, what we call them, in Philly, and get you a cheesesteak right there. Max's and all the other places, whatever. Everybody had their different opinion. Me, find you a local Poppy store and get you a cheesesteak right there. Haley, I appreciate you. It don't have to be more. Again, that is money that I appreciate the donation. That is money that you earn. And to me, when I look at what you gave, I look at it as high value. I don't take nothing lightly because you had to earn that money. So you don't have to apologize for it. I don't care if it was 2 cents. It was your 2 cents, and I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you very much, and God bless you. And I hope one day you'll be able to do more for yourself and give more for yourself. And I pray God blesses you because you did what you did with the little bit that you have. I pray God blesses you by far more. I hope that's a seed for you to bring increase in your life. I mean, I'm not no preacher and I'm not there, but I know what God can do for a person because I know what he does for me. Joe Hunter says steaks on my stove. Fry the bread is great after. Yeah, I'd rather go to a Poppy store. Here's the thing. I know when I was growing up, Donald, if you're still on here, oh man, why can't I think of the name is on the tip of my tongue. And I don't know how many people are still on here from Philly, but it was up on, I think that's Chew Ave. What was the name of that place back then? Explorer's Den. Explorer's Den. That's the place I'm thinking about. Back in the day, Explorer's Den. Cheesesteak plate where they made, that's where a lot of us went at. Back in the day was Explorer's Den. Okay, okay, Haley. I hope I'm saying your name right. God bless you. That's great. That's great. And stay safe out there. Well, Fletcher, we was talking about investing, financial, but with my lives, a lot of time they have the tendency to go sideways. Jabril, I'm hoping I'm saying some of your names right, but I'm not good with reading people's names. Not at all. But anyway, back to what I was saying about finances. Like, take your little bit that you have to invest. If it's only a little bit, if you only have a little bit, and listen, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just telling y'all what has worked for me. And I grew up poor. When I say poor, I grew up poor. I grew up city of Philadelphia, North Philadelphia. And yes, I agree with buying gold. I agree. I think anything that you can invest in, anything that you can invest that could bring you a return. Yes, everything comes with a level of risk. But you got to look at the risk and make that decision whether it's worth it to you or not. But I'm not a financial advisor, not by any means. And what I usually tell people is that this is what I do. I love investing, and that was the game changer for me. Instead of me going out and just wanting to buy the house, which is going to come with a mortgage, which means that I'm going to have to pay all of these repairs and pay for all of this stuff. What I usually do is I always tell people, go buy the bank first. Go buy stock in the bank. Go buy stock and invest all across the board. And most of these companies pay out of some form of dividend. Build you an income through dividends first, and then you can take that dividend and possibly offset your cost of living. That's the way I look at it. Oh, and you know what, Fletcher, that 401k, 6%, your company matches. Stick with it. Now, I mean, do everything you can do, because I know life has a tendency to throw curveballs at you. But do everything you can do to never touch it until you get to retirement. I don't know how old you are. I don't know nothing about you. But what I always say is that one of the mistakes that I made is taking out my 401k too soon. I was younger then. I had issues that I had to take care of. But I took out money that I had invested in Home Depot because I was working there. If I would have never took that money out at the moment that I took that money out, I would be a multimillionaire today. Real talk. I'm not exaggerating. I will be a multimillionaire today. But because of life and life circumstances, I had to do what I had to do. So try your best to avoid ever having to touch that money, especially if you invested in something that is extremely solid. And Home Depot was on the move back then because I was working for Home Depot years ago. And I was buying the stock. I had my 401k and I was buying stock at the same time. And the worst thing I could have did was take that money out. And I wish to this day, I mean, it's spilled milk. I'm not mad about it. It is what it is. But I would have been a multimillionaire today if I wouldn't have touched it at the time. No, that's not an AK. It's an AR. No AKs. But yeah, that's why I tell people if you get it, if you have a little bit, man, and I don't care if it's $1. A lot of people try to say, "Oh, that's all you have is $1." Listen, the way the stock market and the way these platforms are designed today, it is giving you extreme access to build your own wealth. And I tell you, if you only have $1, start with that. If you only have $1 a week, start with that. If you only had $2 a week, start with that. But put it in solid companies and just keep that rolling. Start with a little bit and just keep rolling. Those pennies it's going to look like pennies, but long-term and consistency will pay off in the end. Believe me when I tell you. So that little bit of dollars, and you might be getting little pennies back in dividends and stuff like that. Eventually those pennies are going to turn into nickels and dimes, and those nickels and dimes are going to turn into quarters, and those quarters eventually going to start turning into dollars, and those dollars are going to turn into $10, $20, $30, and so forth. When I finally got my head back together and I went back into investing and I really started doing it, and I really was winning heavy when I found out that they had platforms that did not, when Robinhood, honestly, Robinhood was really what sparked my interest because they did not charge money on their trades. And that's really was more of a motivation for me. I always invested and had 401ks, but I wanted to do it on my own. So then when I found that out, it was a game changer. I mean, no one had to talk me into it. I just went full steam. And every time I got paid, I took $5, $10, $20, whatever I had to work with, I kept doing it. And I kept doing it. And I kept doing it and kept doing it. And those pennies, and I kept investing in dividend companies, this solid companies that was paying dividend. And at some point, I started getting $20 a month in dividends collectively, like all the companies pay at different times. I started getting $20 a month in dividends. I started getting $30 a month. First, it was just pennies. But I would say, okay, I'll take this 5 cents they gave me, add another $1 to it. Now I just reinvested $1.05 as opposed to just $1. What's up, Matthew? God bless you. Welcome in. And everybody that's in the chat, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I'm going to get back to what I was saying. But I appreciate y'all. Real talk. But I started investing $1. And those little nickels and dimes that I was getting on top of that in dividends, I just add more money to that, take the dividends, reinvest it either in the same company or a different company. Did not matter. And then I kept doing it. I kept doing it. And then when I found out that roughly, and this is not exact, this is just more of an estimate from based off of my experience. For every $10,000 I had invested over time, my dividend payout was ranging from anywhere from $100 to $200 a month in dividends collectively. That means that every time they paid me out, and I looked at it, okay, for that 10 grand, I was getting about $100 to $200 a month in dividends because I was patient and I was trying to catch things at the best time. So when the COVID hit and everything crashed, I spent more money in the stock market. When not too long ago, when Trump says the best time to buy, I put more money. And all of those moments where I kept catching things going down a whole lot, that's when I went heavier. And for every 10 grand that I invested, I was seeing $100 to $200 a month, depending on how they was paying out. So some companies pay more. And at the end of the year, some of them would give out a special dividend because the company was performing well, profits looked well. And I was getting, at the end of the year, I was getting like, depending on how they end their physical year, they was giving out a bigger dividend. And I just kept that cycle rolling. Now, today, because I get so much in dividends now, I don't have to take no money out of my paychecks. All I do now, because I build that stipend, is recycle the dividend money back in and reinvesting. It's not one company, Peter. I have money in almost 500 different companies. So that's why I say collectively, it's about $200 to $200 a month because I'm getting a little from here, a little from here, a little from here, a little bit here. So that's where I'm trying to give you a bigger picture of. I don't just put my money in one place. I put it in a whole lot of different places. And that's where I built the wealth. And my thing is this. I tell people, start small and just keep going. Start small and just keep going. Tevin says, same here, brother. And my thing is this. If you think I'm exaggerating numbers-wise, and I use this one company because it's always the one I can remember off the head. AGNC is one of the companies that I have money, a good chunk of money invested into. At one point, their stock price was at $8 a share, roughly. A little more than $8 a share. They were paying out 12 cents a share per month, right? So I want y'all to, if you go do the math on this, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If a company is paying you 12 cents a share, and let's say you had $10,000. So if you take $10,000 and you divide that by, let's just say $8.50 a share. Divide that up by $8.50 a share. Then times that by the 12 cents that they pay out per share once you find out how many shares $10,000 will buy you in shares of that company. And that will tell you you'll end up with probably about $135, $140 a month in dividends. That's off a $10,000 investment. Now, if they pay that out every single month, now that $10,000 is bringing you in $140 a month. That's the point that I'm making. No, Donald, I didn't. Yeah, and I reinvest my dividends. That's what I do. I don't have to take no more money out of my pocket. Now, don't get me wrong. If I see the stock market hit a hard drop, then I'll go look at some other bread that I have and say, you know what? I'm going to go out there and do it. Not with that one, Peter. AGNC don't pay quarterly. They pay out monthly. So I don't mean quarterly. That's monthly. Now, I know most companies do pay out quarterly, quarterly, some 6 months, some a year. But this particular one pays out monthly. Now, the stock price isn't at $8 and something a share no more. It's at, I think $10 and plus. But at that point, it was at $8. Yes, AGNC. AGNC is where I was where I got money at. And I'm just using that company as an example. At one point, their stock price was under $9 a share. And now we're just using it as an example. Right now, I think it's over $10 a share. I have to go check. But that's the point that I was trying to make, is that would have equated to about $140 a month. I'm not saying that I'm exactly on the math. I'm just quick doing the math in my head. Well, gas prices have came down some. Now, here's the thing with gas prices, because my buddy just sent me he making fun of me because I'm up north and he's down south, and he paid in South Carolina somewhere. He paid $1.94 per gallon for gas. That's twice as much up here in north. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Tevin, I think that's hard to do, man. Be patient. I'm very patient, and that took time. Yeah, you're right, Peter. You're absolutely right. You have to be careful when people paying a high dividend, because sometimes that can be a red flag. So I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I agree with you 100%. But that's the risk that I have to take. Yeah, it is more than $1. I think right now where my average is at, I'm at about 14%. I know you don't believe me, but go look up it. If you don't believe what I'm saying, no man, go look up AG&C stock and go look at its dividend history. Just type in AG&C, type in dividend history, and then look at what they were paying out historically wise, dividend wise, and then go look at the history of the stock price, and then you'll understand that I'm not exaggerating what I said. He said Usher with gun. Top to bottom, hair and skincare. God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. And for those that are on my live, if you're looking for hair care and skincare products, this is the place where I get all my hair care and skincare products and my candles. I get it from top to bottom hair and skincare products. So if you on this live, go check out top to bottom hair and skincare. That's where I get all my hair care, skincare, and my candle products. And they are American-made company. Check them out, and that's real talk. And they say good morning to everybody in the chat. So they spoke to y'all in the chat. And the person that's speaking to y'all in the chat is actually the CEO of the company. AREB stock. I don't know what that is. AREB. I don't know what that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it down. When somebody tell me about a stock, I don't just say, oh, no. I usually write it down and I go look into it because it might be something I'm interested in. Yeah, I do. I invest in crypto. I think I said it before, but sometimes I got some crypto holding. Not a whole lot, but I got a good amount of money, in my opinion, a good amount of money in crypto stock. There's a team of us that we some members of my team are a lot heavier in crypto. Yeah, no one ever told me I look like Usher. That's the first for me. Yeah, I have some of that. I have Trump coin. Yeah, I got some Trump coin. I don't have no Millennials coin, but I do have Trump coin. And I'm going to keep buying it. I'm definitely going to keep buying it. Yep. Peter, you're right. I invest what I'm willing to lose, and I say the same thing. Don't invest what you ain't willing to lose. But again, it's speculative, but I've made some good chunk of money off of my investment, so I ain't complaining. I am not complaining. Felix said I'm a KKK lover. Man, that's funny. What's up, Mike Sports Vibe? How you doing, brother? Mike Sports Vibe, man. Mike Sports Vibe is a channel. I'm always on his channel. If you guys on this live and you like sports, just in general sports, basketball, football, you know what I mean? You like somebody, you like the trash talk respectfully. My Sports Vibe is where y'all want to check them out. Check out My Sports Vibe's channel. He has two, actually, I think he has two channels. One, My Sports Vibe, where he talk about football, and he has My Sports Vibe Balling, where he does basketball, baseball, and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm a Steelers fan, and he's a Viking fan, but I love his channel, man. His knowledge of the game and the sports, and it's very entertaining, man. His hype, his energy, man, is like off the roof, off the charts. So if you like sports and you're into football, basketball, and stuff like that, go check out My Sports Vibe, man. His like I said, you're going to enjoy it. I mean, he has real good energy on him, and his channel is very entertaining. Yeah, like I said, my team does we do invest in crypto. Like I said, I'm not really he said Mike Sports Vibe said, thank you, Skulls, because he know I'm a Steelers fan. See, that's what I mean about the smoke. That's what I mean about the smoke. But you go over there respectfully. He's saying thank you for the shout out, but also he says Skulls because he's a Viking fan. You know I'm a Steelers fan. And I know he a little bit sore still because my Steelers, you know, they took them down the last game they played against each other. But it's all good, brother. Much love to you. Yeah, no, man. Listen, I'll never ever. I always tell people, man, don't invest what you ain't willing to lose. But you're going to lose money even if you don't invest. Something's going to take that money. $4,000 an ounce. Yeah, I got money invested in gold. Maverick says, ice, baby. Yeah, the day I wanted to talk about finances, and I'm trying to stay away from the politics, is hard because you know I'd be going in there, and they yeah, you know, politics or whatever. But that's another day, another time. I really wanted to talk about finances and stuff. I just think a lot of times we take our finances lightly, man, and I want to encourage y'all to just, I mean, number one, have a relationship with God. Number two, be financially responsible. Be mindful. And, you know, and I don't do these videos very often, but when I do, you know, I try to give some substance, and hopefully something that I said as far as investing go has helped somebody along the way. It might have not. You might have thought, oh, you don't know what the hell he's talking about. But, you know, it is what it is. Felix is still stuck on the KKK. Yeah, that's what I mean. Don't invest don't invest what you ain't willing to lose. And that's what I do. I'm definitely willing. I don't want to lose it, but I don't want to lose it, but I gotta be willing to lose it. Otherwise, I'm gonna let the fear stop me from the possible benefit of investing. So I can't be afraid. I can't be afraid. He said, laugh out loud, yo, people are suffering. Felix, let me ask you a question. Before I get off this line, let me ask you a question. Real talk. When the last time you really came across a KKK member? Now, I move around a whole lot. Appreciate you, Peter. Real talk. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank God. I appreciate you, man. That's a blessing. I appreciate it. I don't know if you're a man or woman. I'm just assuming that you're a man. But I appreciate it very, very much. God bless you. God bless you. I don't take nothing nobody give me or do anything lightly. I appreciate it with the utmost respect. And that's real talk from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate you. How many times a week I go to the gym? Donald. My brother Donald. I never go to the gym. Never. I ain't gonna lie to you, Donald. I'm gonna explain to you why. I can do push-ups in my house, and it don't cost me nothing. I can do sit-ups in my house, It don't cost me nothing. I understand the uses of the machines and all that other stuff. But if I'm not willing to work out at home, what's the point of going to the gym? That's just me. Donald said the KKK was marches in Kansas. All right, well, Donald, was you marching with him? Nomad, when you say what's your background, what do you mean? Donald, they had MAGA hats on. I just high school, bro. That's it. Just high school. That's it. Just high school. None of that other stuff. My parents told me a long time ago that I was always financially wise. I think some of that just came off of just me. You know, I grew up poor, so I didn't like the fact that, so I just became, I think me growing up poor made me mindful of when I be more appreciative of what I get. I love earning what I get. I don't want nobody handing me nothing. There's a mechanism in me that loves to earn it. I don't want to take it from nobody. I don't want to rob nobody. I don't want to steal nothing from nobody. I honestly just want to earn it and appreciate it. And even when I'm on this live, I appreciate the donation of the $5. I really, really do. I feel like something that I said possibly have earned you making that donation. So I love when I earn stuff. I don't want nobody handing me anything. Felix said, I'm going to send you a penny wise. Hey, I appreciate the pennies too. Hey, you give me a penny, I'll turn that penny into $1 after a while. Donald, you hilarious, my brother. All right. Marine 0311 AREB stock has went from $7 to $10 a share since I've been in there. Oh, he made $1,876 on it. That's nice, man. That's a blessing. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. God bless you. I'm glad you doing that. Is making out for you. That the money you're making some type of money. That's great. Down south has dark cities. They might. I don't know. You know, yeah, Donald, that might be fun. Go down to a dark city. That might be fun. Yeah, they might listen. I listen. One thing I do know for a fact that America do have racist people. They do have. So I'm not gonna argue with nobody and say I don't think there's. Yeah, I wrote it down. Marine 0311. I wrote it down when you wrote earlier down. I wrote it down. I got it written on my piece of paper. When I get off this live, I'm gonna go look into it and see if I'm well, you know, and see if I'm gonna invest into it. But Donna, one thing I don't say is there is no racist people in America, because there are racist people in America. But my point is that on a day-to-day basis, wherever I go, honestly, I ain't ran into a KKK member. I don't think I've ever ran into one unless they was quiet and didn't say nothing. You know what I mean? But, you know, if you a KKK member and you got you want to bring out your racial stuff, if you willing to go there, go there. Oh no, I ain't getting rid of my gray. I love my gray. He said most of the racism down in red states. Hey, possibly, I don't know. Like I said, I move about a lot of places, and I've been down south. I used to live down south, and I'm not saying that they aren't, but I mean, that's why I love my Second Amendment. That's why I love my right to keep and bear arms. If for some reason I run into one, and they feel like that, And they, I got smoke like they got smoke. I'm good with mine like they might be good with theirs. May the best man win. What's my everyday carry? Yeah, I mix it up, but most of the time it's my Smith & Wesson 9mm. My Smith & Wesson Shield. That's usually what I have most of the time, but I got a Ruger sometimes. I switch it up. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, Donald, I knew about that. I don't, hopefully they find out who did it. Like I said. Yeah, top to bottom hair and skincare. I'm be honest with you. And I'm from Philly, and you was in New York, and I'm be honest with you. I was trying to avoid that part. Top to bottom hair and skincare. I was trying to avoid that part. And honestly speaking, even if you look at my live, I get more racial treatment from the people on my live that match my skin color than anyone else. I get more racial insults from the people that match my skin color and liberals than anyone else. That's the sad part. But I'm gonna be yeah, Peter went off topic. I told you. I told you that it has a tendency to do that. But I'm soon to get up out of here anyway. But yeah, I told you that's the Ron's Opinion Don't Matter show, man. We try to keep it on topic, but unfortunately, we get the people that come in here. But you know what? It keeps it entertaining. You know what I mean? And Peter, just so you know, like it keeps it entertaining. And I'd rather them come to my show, make fun of me, than go out there and insult somebody else and something bad happens. So it's a safe place to go. It is what it is. God bless everybody. And that's real talk. Yes, top to bottom, you're absolutely right. A few things I want to mention before I get off this live. Number one, top to bottom brought it up in the chat. Number one, check out their store, top to bottom hair and skincare. The other thing is check out the Sunday Fracker Show. Every Sunday at 12 noon, we have a Fracker Show. And if you're following my channel or Jay's channel, which is the Fatacula Show, Out the Pit, Ant Like a Bug, and RIP Bam Bam, we all do a collaborate videos. We join together on Sundays at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, and we just, what we call the Frackers, we just get on there and we trip out. If you're not sure, go to my channel, go look at the Fracker Show, watch some of the videos, and you'll kind of get an idea of what we're talking about. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's very, very hilarious. And that's real talk. And if you want a place to go to laugh about something, I know football is on Sundays, but guess what? The Fracker Show is on Sunday too. So make sure you check out the Fracker Show. You're gonna love it. It's hilarious. And there are more things to come. Like I said, check out Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare every Tuesday on my channel, what we call Top to Bottom Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m. The CEO of the company goes live on my channel at 6 o'clock p.m. If you look yesterday, they was on my channel live. So like and subscribe. Also hit the notification button. That way you get notified whenever we're going to put out video. And if you need some hair care, skin care products, candles, they make all array of different hair care and skin care products. I personally use it. I love their products. When I tell you I love it, body wash, hair care, skin care, all types of stuff. That way on Tuesdays, at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll get in and you'll be able to ask questions to the CEO directly. And if you have concerns, if you have hair issues, if you have skincare issues, if you got questions about the product, what it does, all that stuff, and what we call Top to Bottom Tuesdays, right here on Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. You can come in on Tuesday, 6 o'clock p.m. They'll be there live. And you'll be able to ask all the questions that you have about hair care, skincare product. And when I say the CEO is extremely knowledgeable in this stuff, It is unbelievable. They be talking about stuff. I'll be just clueless, but it's a place that you can go ask questions about hair care, skincare products, what they make, what it does for you. And you're getting to talk to the actual CEO. It's not just the CEO, but they also the one that's actually making this stuff. Real talk. But Hunter, I appreciate you subscribing. I'm hoping you're still there and hear what I said. I was trying to get that out, but I appreciate you subscribing. Randy says, I may not know you in person, but I love you. God bless you. Same back to you, my brother Randy. I'm assuming it is Randy. As a man, but God bless you. Hopefully God is blessing your life and have a real good, everything is well with you. Robert, how you doing? God bless you. God bless you. Donald, my brother, always enjoy your smoke, man. We need to stop talking about division and talk about coming together. Look, what's up with against as Americans? We can't afford no division. And I agree with you. At the end of the day, we all got differences. But coming together is what we need to do as Americans, because and that's real talk. And I don't have to agree with everything somebody says. And Donald, my brother Donald on here is a prime example of that. Is that he's been on, honestly speaking, and I got to give him credit. This man has been on my lives many times. I mean, and I got love for him. He is rarely ever agree with me. Me and him has rarely ever agreed on the subject. Once in a while we do. But one thing I can say about that is that he's always on my lives. And he is probably not going to say the number one supporter, but he is one of the people that has been on my channel for a long time. And I got nothing but respect for him, because even if he don't like what I'm saying, one thing I can say about Donald is that he has always been on my live. And he has always watched my channel. And I appreciate him for it. Like, he don't have to. You know what I mean? And he has proved that you can disagree and still like a person, because he ain't going to keep coming back here if he don't like me. You know what I mean? Because he keeps coming back. He might not like the stuff I be talking about, but he always comes back. And I got nothing but respect and love for him. Why? Because even though he's a proof that you don't have to agree with anybody, but you can also support somebody even if you don't agree with everything you're saying. Because he knows 100% that what I'm saying is not really trying to hurt nobody. And I'm not trying to spew hate. We just have a differences. And one time he was actually on my show. We brought him in on a live, and he literally gave us a tour of his vacation, even though he didn't agree with anything saying. So there is proof right there that even though you don't agree with nobody, you ain't got to hate nobody. And he is proof of that. And shout out to you, Donald. I love all countries. I hate all countries. It's like, no. Yeah, I love all countries. I love my country because that's where I'm at. But I don't have listen, every country got to deal with what they got to deal with. And I want the best for any country, just like I want the best for mine. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. I want the best for any country, just like I would want the best for mine. I have love for all countries. I don't care who you are, where you're from. I don't care what your beliefs are. I got love for all country, and I got love for all people. What I don't like is when people try to do hate and try to victimize people and stuff like that. I just don't like that. And that's real talk. We should be able to laugh. We should be able to joke. And we should not be getting offended by every little thing that comes out of somebody's mouth. And that's real talk. Donald say he agree with me on most things, but not politics. But that's so, and that's my whole point. That's my whole point. That's it. And me and dude, listen, we all need to respect and love each other. Because at the end of the day, none of us are better than nobody. You can think you are. You can literally think you're better than everybody else. You can think you're the greatest person in the world. You can be a multiple billionaire, got all of the gated community. You can have the nicest house. You can have all of that. You can look down on the people and say, I am better than you. You can think that way. But guess what? That toilet is still waiting for you to come take a shit. And that's real talk. Again, make sure you're having a blessed, wonderful day. Make sure outside of anything and everything I say, man, have a relationship with Jesus Christ is more important. We can talk about investing, we can talk about stocks, but what I love to talk about and hope the most is that you get to have a relationship with Jesus Christ because he's offering eternal life. And that's where I made my decision. And that's where I made my choice that I have a relationship with Jesus Christ. No, I'm not perfect. And I don't claim to be. Not one bit. I still need work and everything else like anybody else. But one thing I can say is that he has proven over and over and over that he's real and he's there for me 100%. And that has been my biggest reward in life is having a relationship with God. And that's real talk. That is my number one biggest reward in life is that when I gave my life to Christ. That is it. That is it. And with that said, please, everybody, have a blessed, wonderful day. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification button so you can get notified whenever we putting out these videos. Top to bottom Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Top to bottom hair and skincare products will be on my channel live, and you'll be able to get to ask all the questions that you want if you have any questions about hair care and skincare product. Also, 12 o'clock noon, Sundays. Every Sunday at 12 o'clock noon, we have our Fracker show where all of my brothers get together. Ant Like the Bug, the Fatacula Show, Out the Pit podcast, and RIP Bam Bam. We get together and we have a wonderful time just joking it up. And it's a wonderful time. We let our hair down and we just act a fool. And I don't care what nobody can say. It is one of the most entertaining shows you ever want to watch. Say what you want to say. It's one of the most entertaining shows you ever going to want to watch. If you want to watch 5 men make a fool of themselves, talk stuff, sometimes intellectual, and sometimes we right, but also joke like fools. That is by far the best show you ever going to want to watch. Is our Sunday show is called The Frackers. And that's real talk. Yes, Jesus is king. But with that said, I'm going to get up out of here. Everyone have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm out of here. Peace.